welcome back to New York or Nothing. I'm coming back to you guys after a mustache shave and a 3-game win streak. The last 3 games were amazing, man. It was what we deserve after what happened the last few games before that. We had 3 heartbreaking losses against 2 top teams in the East. So, you know, this 3-game win streak, I'm going to soak in all the happiness. The 2 games against the Wizards were probably 2 of my favorite wins of the season. The first game wasn't as important. It was just a blowout win, and it's good. We should be blowing out teams like the Wizards, especially when we're playing the way we are. And then the second win was much more important to me. A 16-point comeback, and we ended up winning. So the fact that they closed out a game against the Wizards that led to an overall sweep of the Wizards this year and winning a back-to-back game, loved it. The next game back was against the Bucks. That was yesterday at Milwaukee, but Milwaukee was very short-staffed. They're missing 4 rotational players in Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Bobby Portis. So they were very short-staffed, and you know, we're basically playing a G League team. Not to say that we weren't short-staffed as well. Chris Randle was out, Reggie Bullock was out, and unfortunately Mitch went out in the beginning of, I want to say in the first quarter, with a right foot fracture. Really not good news for us. If you guys can, you know, show him some love, tweet at him. He had that hand injury that he had his first surgery for. This is a 3rd-year player, and you know, it was a lot for him, and now he's just coming back, had a few nice games. You can clearly see why he's so important to our team, and then again he gets injured, and it has to be frustrating. It has a psychological and mental toll. So if you guys can, show the guy some love. He really deserves it. He's a great player, and I really hope we get to extend him. He's one of my favorite players on the Knicks. He gave us a lot of hope when a lot of Knicks players weren't giving us hope as a 2nd-round pick, and you know, we put a lot of expectations on the guy. You could just see the locker room. You could see RJ, like, even after a win, even after a scrappy win, 3-game win streak, you just can't find yourself to smile because he's a big piece for us, and you know, the whole locker room loves him. We have a really tough schedule, and we're winning all the games we should be winning, and you know, trying to catch a few of those that we shouldn't, like this Bucks game that, you know, we just got lucky at, and hey, we closed it out. A win's a win. There's no such thing, you know, there's no such thing as an ugly win in my book, because a win is a win. It's happiness at the end, but definitely a little worrisome that our players couldn't handle the G League team, but hey, we did handle them. Our team is finally doing much better against the 2-3 zone. Our shooters are finally percolating and getting into rhythm, so the 2-3 zone isn't as effective against the Knicks offense. It still can be, but we put up like 44 3-pointers last night. I think that was like the most in the season, so we're really finding a way to get out of that 2-3 zone defense, and that's really great. I'm going to talk about later. I'm going to talk a little bit later about why that's important, especially with the game coming up against Miami, whose 2-3 zone defense is devastating. Let's talk a little bit about the positives of the game overall. The less minutes for Payton, the happier you're going to see me. Tibbs, I think, only played him 14 minutes. You're noticing a trend of him playing him much less. That's because the Alec Burks point guard experiment is working out. Sorry for sounding like a casual in the last video, guys, where I was like, yeah, I'm so weird to see Alec Burks at the point guard. I didn't know he played some time at the point guard position in the Utah Jazz. As long as Alec Burks can handle the ball, make a few nice passes, I'm okay with him taking up that backup point guard position. It's just sometimes he gets tunnel vision when it comes to just scoring, and that makes sense. He's like a 6-man. I believe over the last 6 games he's averaging what, like 21.3. So he's playing at a high level in terms of, you know, a backup role, and that's exactly what the Knicks need right now. I really hope that we can extend Alec Burks. I love I love him as well. I love his contract with us right now. Maybe pay him another 2-3 mil per year, a little bit of a longer contract, 2 to 3 years. I think it's great for him. He's a great role player. I know you guys keep thinking that I'm just trying to extend every player that we have on our roster right now, but they're playing well for us. I would love to extend Reggie Bullock as well. Like, buy low on these players. Extend them while you can, and Reggie Bullock has been defending for us at a high level. He took on the role of the starting, I believe, small forward for the Knicks really well. He has a really great 2-man game with Randle, and I would love to see him continue that, play hard defense for us, make shots. Our shooters are finally starting to make their shots and finally shooting at a high percentage. I'm happy about that. Let's talk about our main guy, RJ, right now. I have been happy with RJ's play recently. He's been scoring, I believe, 21.7 points per game over the last like 10 games, which is great to hear. He's also excelled in his passing. In the last 6 out of 7 games, he had more than 4 assists. I think only one of the games he had 1 assist. Last 3 games, he's had more than 5 assists, I believe. Last game against Milwaukee, he had a career high 7 assists. You're noticing that he's making much better reads, better passes, and I love seeing RJ play like this, but I'm gonna have to give you guys my quips on him. It's frustrating to see RJ RJ scored 21 points on 21 shots. I'm still happy that he's able to get his points even though he's having these slow starts, but I just don't want to see him continue on this trend. I want to call it out earlier because, like, you just don't want to see your young 20-year-old player taking that many shots and missing that many shots. It's great that the team still has confidence in him, you know, despite all this, and I still have confidence in him, but we really want to see him be much more efficient. Like I always say, efficiency, that's the name of the game. Now that we're done talking about Milwaukee and a few of our players, let's get into the next game, which is going to be a super important game. I feel like I'm just a broken record, always telling you guys this game is going to be super important. This game is going to be super important. This game against the Heat is going to be wild for us. It's very important for us because I don't know if you guys remember the last time we saw the Heat, we were a completely different team. A brief reminder for you guys, I believe last time when we played the Heat, right before we played them in the back-to-back, we were 11-13. And then we lost 2 in a row to them to slide down to 11-15. So well below 500. A lot of questions still weren't answered at that time and we were really confused. Lots of Elfrid Payton minutes at that time because Derrick Rose still didn't come into our roster at that time and Immanuel Quickley was still not the guy that we believed he could be. Tibbs still didn't have the confidence in Immanuel Quickley to play him a lot of minutes, but he was playing well. Our three-point percentage was abysmal. We were attempting very few threes. Reggie Bullock and Alec Burks were not playing at this high level that they were. You know, Derrick Rose wasn't in the lineup. A bunch of guys. And the zone defense was basically killing us. We didn't know how to get a bucket against the zone defense. RJ Barrett was looking very lost, very confused. That was the time where he was going through that streak of missing like 23s in a row. But this time around, we have so many things going for us. RJ, Reggie Bullock, Alec Burks, Julius Randle, and I believe Derrick Rose, all 5 of them are shooting above their like regular averages from the 3. So, you know, the 2-3 defense, the zone defense, we're looking ready for that. I really hope we can play strongly against that. And on top of that, we trusted Randle at that time. He was playing at a high level, but not like this. He wasn't our all-star. He wasn't, like, the shots that he's making from 3, we didn't see them as guaranteed. He wasn't passing at such a high level. So, you know, our team is really clicking, and I'm hoping that this could be a test. Is there growth within the Knicks season? This is a great test for that. Also, you could not ask for a better situation because Miami has lost the last 6 games in a row. It could go either way where they rally together and finally snap their lose streak, or the Knicks can be a good team like they are right now and continue to make these guys lose. Get them on a 7-game losing streak because that's what good teams do. They rip your fucking heart apart. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Really appreciate the love. Love coming back to my community after a 3-game win streak. I love being so happy and talking to you guys about a great Knicks team, man. This, like, I just can't believe the Knicks are like, what are we now, 24-22? Like, 4th seed in the East. Sheesh. If you guys like my content, if you guys like New York sports in general, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Love you guys to the moon and back. It's New York forever, baby. See you guys later. Peace. Oh, also guys, if you guys haven't checked out already, I was on Bodega Connoisseurs doing a little review of Cherry Valley. Make sure you guys go on Instagram and check that out. Show some love to Cherry Valley, a Queen staple, and show some love to your guy.